Hey y'all, it's story time again. This one's one I'm going to tell on myself. Back a couple of years ago, I was doing a bunch of hay, and I was doing it by myself. I didn't have any help really. So I was mowing, raking, baling, everything. And we were supposed to be getting a bunch of rain come in, and I was trying to get this one big field up, and I was baling, and was baling with a little John Deere 5103 and pulling an old New Holland round baler with it. And I'd been baling hay all day into the night, and this was probably 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was still getting hay up, still had quite a bit to go. And I was running on autopilot at this point. Well, the tractor started getting low on fuel, and so, like I said, this is like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm a zombie, and just, you know, the only thing keeping me going at that point is just pure habit. So, I take off to town to fill up some fuel cans and come back, and was going to fill the tractor up and keep going. And I went to this, there's one gas station in town there, and I'm not going to mention the name of it, but it's got a gas and diesel handles on the same pump. And everywhere else in the world, in the whole country, the gas pump is black and the diesel pump's green. Except this damn place. So here I am, 3 o'clock in the morning, filling up fuel cans and running on autopilot, and I just grab the green handle and start filling up cans. Well, at this particular station, the green handle is gasoline and the black handle is diesel. So I carried, I don't know, about 10 or 15 gallon of gasoline back, filled the tractor up, not thinking a thing in the world. I don't know why I didn't smell it, but I didn't. Filled the tractor up, got in, fired it up, and went back to baling hay. And it ran for, I don't know, I guess I was 30 minutes or 45 minutes before it started spitting and sputtering. And at first it just started coughing a little bit. Well, let's try another gear. At first it just started coughing a little bit, and then started spitting, sputtering, bucking. I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it, because it hadn't been long since I changed the fuel filter, and I said, that ain't doing right. And then it died, and it was like the instant that tractor quit running, a light bulb went off in my head, and I said, oh shit. I said a lot worse than just oh shit, y'all. I was hollering and cussing, raising Cain, because I jumped off the tractor and ran around and opened the tank up, and you know, that high test gas just hit me, and I knew what I'd done. So I just quit for the night. I give up. I said if it all gets rained on, it's just gonna have to, because I'm done. So got up, went back to the house, got a few hours of sleep, got up early the next morning, come back, put a hose on the drain valve on the tank, and run the gas and what little diesel was in their mixture out into some cans, and then started undoing all of the injector lines and the filter bases and all that, blew all of that out, went and got some new fuel filters, put everything back, primed everything, and it fired off and ran good. And actually, I think that gas might have cleaned out a little carbon on the injectors, because it ran a little bit better than it had been after that. So, yeah, that one's a funny story on me. I hate to tell anybody that. Really, I hate for anybody to know that I did something that stupid. But hey, I guess when you overworked, stuff like that's apt to happen. I'm sorry, I'm starting and stopping here. I'm in some bad traffic. I had to come to Chattanooga today to track down some hydraulic fittings, and used to here in Chattanooga, the big city, there were two parts houses or two industrial supply places. There's several in town here, but there was two of them that had anything you could possibly want or need. There was Mill and Mine Supply Company, and that was a business that was left over from when Chattanooga and the surrounding areas were big coal mining areas. Had a lot of coal mines here, but in the 70s, well, I think the last mine here closed in the 80s or real early 90s. And but you could get anything you wanted at Mill and Mine, and it was one of those real cool old places that had just been there forever and had anything you could possibly want. And unfortunately, there is a Walmart Supercenter sitting there now. And the business, Mill and Mine Supply Company, is still in business, but from what I understand, I haven't been to it since it closed down several years ago, and the new business is not nearly what it used to be. Then there was Walter Wood Supply Company, and they're still pretty decent, but they've got a whole lot of the basic stuff. It was one of those places that you used to go because you knew it didn't really matter what it was, they were going to have it. And now it just seems like it's somewhere you go, they might have it. If you need just a basic, nothing crazy hydraulic hose made, they can do it and have anything that you need for it, as long as it's just standard fittings. And what I was trying to do here today is I need to go from a metric O-ring fitting to a 3/8 JIC, and Walter Wood couldn't even come close to it. In fact, he told me that they don't even stock any metric fittings anymore, other than just crimp-on hose fittings, so they can make metric hoses. But just hard fittings, they don't stock anything metric, and I kind of found that a little hard to believe. But there's another parts place that was actually probably where I should have went first, but it's Swope Equipment in Chattanooga. If y'all are around Chattanooga and you need hydraulic supplies of any kind, Swope is probably the place to go find it, because those guys have been able to handle anything I've ever thrown at them. I mean, the craziest stuff ever, they've been able to do it. And in fact, one thing that I took them was a hard line off of a Belarus tractor, and the fitting was still good, but the line was split. And so I took that thing to them, and they started measuring and checking thread sizes and digging through books, and they finally come to the conclusion that it wasn't standard, it wasn't metric threads, and it wasn't Whitworth. And to this day, none of us know actually what that fitting really was. I mean, it's some kind of, Russian funky something. And but they were able to cut the end off of that fitting, or the end off of that line, and then gas weld, like the last 3 inches of that line with the fitting on it to a crimp-on hose fitting, make me a hose, and I was able to get the guy's tractor back going for him, despite the fact that it had some sort of weird, unidentifiable fitting on there. So this is a little bit of a plug for Swope Equipment from me. know, just they're good folks, and they've always been able to handle anything I throwed at them, and I ain't getting any kickback from that or anything else. I don't get any free work or discounts or anything like that. Just, I'm telling y'all that to help y'all out if y'all are in the area, anybody in the Chattanooga area and is dealing with hydraulic stuff. So, well, all right, y'all, that's it for story time today, and I've got several projects coming up that I'm going to get videoed for y'all, and I've got a few pretty cool old pieces of equipment sitting around that are some kind of oddball things that I'm going to get some pictures of and maybe a little video of, and hopefully y'all will keep on liking and subscribing and enjoying these, and until the next time, y'all have a good one. See y'all.